welcome back to online session of class 10th chemistry chapter 3 metals and non-metals. In the previous session we had discussed about the physical properties of metals and non-metals and also the exceptions of metals and non-metals in the physical properties. Now I have to start the chemical properties of metals. So what are the chemical properties of metals? First, we will discuss one by one. First, reaction of metal with oxygen. So, we know number of metals, examples of metals like aluminium, sodium, potassium, zinc, nickel and calcium, magnesium, manganese. Every metal react with different rate with oxygen. So, we have to collect the samples of different metals and try to understand the reactivity rate of metal with oxygen. Like in this reaction of metal with oxygen, we will collect 4 samples. We can take sodium, we can take potassium, we can take calcium, we can take magnesium. Right there, like in previous chapter, in first chapter, we have studied about the reaction of magnesium ribbon with oxygen. It will burn with dazzling white light, and you will get a white powder of ash, white ash powder, that is of magnesium oxide. So we have to study regarding these kind of reactions, these kind of properties. So it is a basic reaction which we all have to learn, which we all have to note down in the notebook. The reaction of metal, that can be any metal, with oxygen to form metal oxide, right? So let's take the example of copper metal. Copper react with oxygen. It is a symbol of copper, Cu. Copper react with oxygen to form copper oxide. Copper oxide, let's write down the name here. It is copper oxide, COPPPER, copper oxide. And now try to balance this reaction. Here is the 1 number of atom of copper, here is 1, so there is no need to balance copper. Now oxygen, 2 number of atom of oxygen, let's put 2 here. Now the reaction is balanced. So it is copper oxide, it is basic copper oxide. Now come to the aluminium, symbol of aluminium is Al. Reaction with oxygen, it will form alumina. Another name is alumina, or it is aluminium oxide. Aluminium oxide. It is also basic oxide, or we will let you know it is amphoteric oxide, basic, acidic. I will let you know later. First, the reaction of aluminium with oxygen, it is alumina. Now aluminium, try to balance the reaction. Number of atoms of aluminium here is 2. Now number of atom of aluminium 2 here, and 2 is also here. What about the oxygen atom? Oxygen is 3. If we put 3 here, now it is 3 multiplied 2 is 6, but here is 3. If we'll put 2 here, now 2 multiplied 2 is 6. Oxygen is balanced, but aluminium is 2 multiplied 2 is 4. So now we have to replace 2 by 4. So it is hit and trial method that you already studied in the first chapter. Now it is balanced.
Go.
Reaction of metallic oxide. So like sodium and potassium, they are very reactive metal. They react vigorously at room temperature to form sodium oxide and potassium oxide. So we cannot cap sodium and potassium openly at the room temperature. We have to cap the sodium and potassium under kerosene oil to stop the reactivity towards oxygen, because they are highly reactive. They can even catch fire. So we have to keep them in kerosene bottle. So metallic oxide, as we already studied in chapter 2, metallic oxides are and they are basic in nature. Some metallic oxides are basic in nature, and what about non-metallic oxides? Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature, and the example of non-metallic oxides are carbon dioxide, it can be sulfur dioxide. So they are non-metallic oxides and they are acidic in nature. But do you know there are some amphoteric oxide? So now we have to understand about amphoteric oxides. What are amphoteric oxides? It is a very important question. Normally the question come under the 1 mark question or sometime in 2 mark question, what are amphoteric oxides. So you should know about the amphoteric oxide, the definition of amphoteric oxides and also the examples of amphoteric oxide. Ampho, amphi होता है, amphi means both. Amphi means both. So amphoteric oxides are those oxides those can react acid as well as base. Those can react acid as well as base. As metallic oxides are basic in nature, they can react with acid like hydrochloric acid, like sulfuric acid, and non-metallic oxide like sulfur dioxide, like carbon dioxide, they are acidic in nature, so they can react with base. Base can be sodium hydroxide, base can be potassium hydroxide, but amphoteric oxides can react with acid as well as base, right? So understand. And here are the two examples of amphoteric oxides. First is alumina and second is zinc oxides. So let's come to understand about the reaction of alumina, reaction of amphoteric oxide with acid as well as base. So alumina react with acid to form aluminium chloride. The name of this compound is aluminium chloride. It is aluminium chloride, right? So try to balance again. Number of atoms of aluminium here is 2 and here is 1. So what we will do? We will put 2 here. Now number of atom of aluminium is balanced. Oxygen 3 here and here is 1. So I will put 3 here to balance oxygen atom. Hydrogen 1 here and 3 multiplied to 6 here. So what I will do? I will put 6 here to balance hydrogen atom. And what about chlorine? Chlorine number of atoms now 6 and 3 multiplied 2 is 6. So now this equation is balanced and the compound is aluminium chloride. Let's come to the reaction of alumina with sodium hydroxide. You all know about it. It is a strong base. So reaction with of alumina with a strong base is it will form sodium aluminate. You have to learn the name of the compound. You have to write the name of compound every time. Sodium aluminate. Sodium aluminate. Now balanced is sodium number of atom 1. Here is 1. Aluminium 1. Here is 2. We have to put 2 here to balance the number of aluminium atom. But side by side the number of sodium atom also increases. So what I will do? I will put 2 here to balance sodium atoms. Now aluminium 2 number of atoms of aluminium here. And here is also aluminium number of atoms 2. Oxygen 3. And but here 2. 3 plus 2 5. 2 to the 4 plus 1 5. Oxygen balance. 2 atom of sodium. 2 here sodium. Hydrogen 2 here. Hydrogen 2 here. So it is also balanced. So it is an example of amphoteric oxide. It is another example of amphoteric oxide, zinc oxide. Reaction with acid, it will form zinc chloride, ZnCl2 and water. Zinc oxide, reaction with base, it will form sodium zincate. You have to write the name sodium zincate and water. Now balance this reaction. We have to put here 2. Zinc number of atom 1 here. Here is also 1. Oxygen here is 1. Here is also 1. 2 hydrogen atom. Here is also 2. Chlorine number of atoms 2 here. 2 is here. It is balanced. Now come to this reaction. Zinc oxide, sodium hydroxide, sodium zincate and water. Now if we put 2 here. Now zinc number of atom 1. Here is 1. Oxygen 1. And 2 here. 2 plus 1, 3. 2 plus 1, 3. Sodium 2 here. Sodium 2 here. Hydrogen 2 here. Hydrogen 2 here. So it is balanced. Amphoteric oxide. Second example of amphoteric oxides. By the reaction of metal with oxygen, we already form metal oxide. Now all metal oxides, mostly all of them are insoluble in water, but some of them are soluble in water, like sodium oxide and potassium oxide. They are soluble in water and they will form sodium hydroxide. By dissolving sodium oxide into water, it will form sodium hydroxide, which is a strong base, and potassium oxide, by dissolving in water, it will form potassium hydroxide. Now a very important question arises, what is the difference between alkalis and bases? Alkalis, ALKALIS. What is the difference between alkalis and bases? So water soluble bases like sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide, they are water soluble base. Water soluble bases are alkalis. So sodium oxide dissolve in water to form sodium hydroxide. Now balance this reaction. If we put 2 here, it is balanced now. If we put here 2 here, now it is also balanced. So metallic oxide, by dissolving water, they will form hydroxide or they will form alkalis. Now by the reactivities of metal with oxygen, like sodium burn vigorously, potassium burn vigorously. So sodium is highly reactive, it can burn at room temperature. Magnesium burn with flame, so magnesium is less reactive. Magnesium, after that zinc can react at a higher temperature with oxygen at comparatively with magnesium. Iron actually do not react with oxygen. Only iron fillings, when we sprinkle iron fillings on Bunsen burner, it will catch fire. And copper normally react very less reactive. And what about silver, gold and platinum? Silver, gold and platinum, they will not react with oxygen. They are least reactive. So it is the order of reactivity with oxygen. Okay. Now let's move to the anodizing. Anodizing is the last topic of reaction of metal with oxygen. It is also very important topic, anodizing. So please try to learn this topic and try to understand this topic. What is anodizing? In anodizing, what we will do why we have to do it? We have to make this process understand to make the aluminium metal resistant to corrosion, because what will happen in this process actually, we make a electrolytic cell in which we will make one anode, one electrode of anode and another is of cathode in an electrolytic cell. So what will actually happen in this, in anodizing, we will take a aluminium metal sheet and electrolyte of dilute sulfuric acid, and when we complete this electrolytic cell by connecting it with a battery and passing electric current through this circuit, oxygen start depositing, and from where oxygen start coming, it will evolve out from the sulfuric acid and start depositing over this anode. And this anode is made up of aluminium. Anode is made up of aluminium, and oxygen start depositing over aluminium and make this layer thicker and thicker, so that it is now protected. If another more reactive metal try to deposit over aluminium, try to displace aluminium, it cannot displace because of the process of anodizing, because oxygen already deposited over the aluminium. So where we use this process? We use this process to make utensils, to make aluminium wires. We can make different objects of aluminiums. So it is an anodizing process. Thanks for now. Bye everyone.